What is up, movie buffs? I'm Jeremy, and movies are terrible. And I hope you're having a fantastic Thursday if you're watching this live, or maybe you're watching this in playback. And if that's the case, buddy, friend, I'm looking at you. I hope you're doing pretty good yourself. Hope you're doing well too. I'm not here for a long time tonight, but I am here for a good time. As you can tell, we're starting things a little late this evening. I went and caught the new Venom movie. Got caught Let There Be Carnage a little bit ago. So we're going to talk about that spoiler-free a little bit later in the show. But first, before we get into that, I want to try playing a harmonica for you. For like, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, man. So that was on the house. Nothing much that I can say about that I don't think the music said for me. King of the Hills 34, Patrick McCabe, Mark McKeever, Random Andy's channel, and Leo. What's up, you guys? How you doing? How you doing this evening? So, as I usually do, I've got some weird news I'm going to talk about, some Florida Man headlines I'm going to talk about, and we're going to talk about some movie news. And in that section, I'm going to share my general thoughts on Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Don't worry, I'm going to try my best to stay spoiler-free because I saw like one of the first shows, right? Nobody's even had a chance to see it yet. So I'm going to stay spoiler-free, but I'm going to let you guys know if I think it's an improvement over the other one or not. Caleb would be here tonight if he could, but he is watching the little one, so he was not able to join me this week. May God have mercy on his soul. Yeah, man. What's up, Colby? Yeah, dude. So I went to the 4 o'clock this afternoon. I recommend it. I'm going to take a whole bunch of edibles and go watch Venom 2 tomorrow. Yes, that would be the preferred method of watching Venom, if you ask me. But I would never encourage that anybody do anything that, you know, that I wouldn't do myself. You know what I mean? What do you guys think about the Halloween lights? Pretty festive? I just went widescreen on a motherfucker. Look at that. The world opens up. It's Jeremy and IMAX on your phone screen. Anyways, hope you guys are doing well. Leo watched Venom 1 this week and loved it, specifically when a symbiote killed the evil billionaire. I hope this movie isn't a flop and all hype. Mark McKeever, I guess, is that Venom 2 is a spoiled piece of crap. So before I do get into the week's weird news headlines, I typically talk a little bit about what I've been watching over the last couple of days. Elvira's 40th anniversary special was Friday night. So I haven't seen you guys or talked to you since the last time, since I watched that on Shudder. But I gotta say, man, if you're a longtime fan of Elvira like myself, She premiered in 1981. So as long as I've been alive, Elvira has been kicking ass, and she's great. She hasn't lost a step. Her boobs are still massive. She's still funny, but now she's a 70-year-old lady, which is crazy. She looks amazing, but super funny. Really enjoyed it. Actually, I was like, Victoria, you got to sit down and watch some Elvira with me. And she's like, yeah, she's got, she's the one with the big boobs. And I'm like, yeah, but that would be like saying that all Dolly Parton is her boobs, right? I don't know if it's fair to compare Elvira to Dolly Parton. I think it is. I personally think it is. Anyways, what's up, Daryl? How you doing, man? But Midnight Mass is one of the things that I've been watching. Midnight Mass is the new Mike Flanagan miniseries that premiered on Netflix just a little while back. Stars a lot of Mike Flanagan regulars. If you're not familiar, Mike Flanagan did direct Dr. Sleep most recently. Well, that was his theatrical movie. He also did Hush. He did Gerald's Game. He did The Haunting of Hill House, The Haunting of Bly Manor. For the past 3 years, Flanagan has put out a Netflix original horror miniseries, and each and every one has been fantastic so far. And 2 episodes in, and Midnight Mass does not seem like it is any different. So I'm very excited about that. Yeah, I saw that. Mark McKeever, she's been in a relationship with a lady for like 15 or 20 years now, which is funny. I think she was like, I was afraid how it would affect my career. It's like, come on. I mean, you're not exactly a spring chicken anymore. I don't think the boys are going to be like, oh, you fucking bitch, don't like dudes anymore. Plus, she's like a huge queer icon. I feel like she's like one of the first drag queens, and she's a lady. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like she like embodies that community. But anyways, yeah, big fan. And the movies that she watches, she starts with Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, which is fun. It's a really stupid movie. And then she switches into House on Haunted Hill, and then like Satanic Rites of Dracula or something like that. And then the fourth one is like some shitty shit that I wasn't wild about. But the movie selection isn't great. Definitely watch the first one. And if you like Christopher Lee and a bunch of that like British 1970s Hammer horror stuff, then watch the third one. If you like Vincent Price, watch the second one. Watch whatever the fuck you want. I'm not here to tell you what to watch. I'm just here to tell you what I think you should watch. And if you watch it, that's your choice, man or woman. Live your life. You know what I mean? Just live your life. Carnage. What's up, squad? Venom. So Midnight Mass is cool. And then I don't know if y'all have been watching it. I know if McLovin was here, he would probably be telling me that I have to see it. Squid Games on Netflix. This is the other one that I've had 3 people in the past 2 days be like, are you watching Squid Games? Holy shit, dude. It's a South Korean series about, I don't know, man, like a kid's show that people are getting killed on. That's all I know. I don't want to spoil anything, but if you're checking it out, let me know what you think. Squid Games. Eminem's got a good verse on that new song, for sure. Okay, Squad says that show is awesome. It's a must. So, yeah, been watching Midnight Mass. I will follow up with you on how that ends up being. And then Squid Games looks like a almost universal recommendation from people that I look up to, including Squad, my biggest hero. Dude, I'm so close to 7,500 subscribers. I don't know if that's a milestone. I'm like, it's 3/4 of the way to 10,000. Is that worth something? I don't know. But I'm like, 7,475 subscribers, dude. That is super cool. So I'm excited about it. TMS SMT been playing Lord of the Rings Rise to War. It's trash. There you go. Good to hear. Thank you very much, King of the Hills 34. And I think it was Patrick said earlier, hope I had a good birthday. And I did. It was very good. Thank you for that. And thank you for the super chat, King of the Hills 34. I appreciate it. And I'm glad you stopped by. I'm glad you didn't forget that this was tonight. I've had the same person, very lovely person, very nice person, that's like, I just miss you streaming on YouTube. They said it again, and I was like, well, I'll be streaming tonight, and then I'll be streaming on Saturday morning. And they're like, well, maybe I'll just have to get a Twitch app. And I'm like, oh, you're sending me mixed messages, bro. You're sending me mixed messages. And I stuck my tongue in his ear. Like, what the fuck? I was like, yeah, you didn't know I could do. I'm like Freddy Krueger, man. Got your fucking earbuds in, and all of a sudden I'm like, boop, coming through the fucking earbud. That's Halloween for you, though, man. People start coming through your earbuds. That's Halloween for you. I don't know what Halloween is. Fuck, man. I think it's when people's ears come through earpods. I don't know. It's hard to remember. So this week in weird news, I don't know if the weird news could be any weirder than my whole like thing that I just now said, but we're gonna give it a shot. We'll see how you guys are feeling about it. You let me know in the comment section or in the chat if you're watching this live. But if you're watching this in like playback, let me know in the chat or in the comment section. Man, I'm dropping the ball here. I'm gonna go ahead and get into this story. It's according to Fox News. It's in the odd news section, where I get all of my good weird news mostly. Georgia man steals mortuary van. Dead body rolls out ahead of police chase. Kejon Griffin, 23, remains at large after fleeing the van in DeKalb County. Let's see. He's on the loose and is wanted for several felonies. When Griffin stole the mortuary van to escape pursuing police, a body on a gurney rolled out of the back hatch and into the parking lot where it came to rest. Oh, that's a nice way of saying that. Personnel on site were able to safely secure the body. Stan Henderson, the owner of the van, and Stan Henderson and Sons Mortuary in Stockbridge, told Fox that it's ridiculous that the dead can't even rest. Police chased Griffin from the city of Conyers to DeKalb County, where the van became disabled after striking multiple vehicles and blowing a tire. The suspect then fled the van and ran into woods nearby. Police searched the area but were unable to locate Griffin. This is just an internet theory, you know, like I'm not an expert, but I do listen to true crime podcasts, so I'm basically an expert. I think this guy is on the lam, out living in the wilderness with that laundry guy. They're together, drinking out of coconuts. You heard it here first, folks. It is, though, man. It's sad that the dead can't even rest. Kobe! Bye. FTK, what does that mean? Fuck the kid? I don't understand acronyms very well. For the kid. All right, anyway. So, I don't know. I thought it was interesting. But this next one, though, it's like, man, it's crazy to think that there are some moments in a person's life where things have to go exactly right because they're, like, terrible enough or important enough as it is that, like, you want to know that, you know, that at certain times that things are going to be under control. Later, Kobe. Two sisters from North Carolina said they made a startling discovery earlier this month when they found a stranger's body inside the casket that was supposed to contain their mother. Oh, boy. Oh, that's an awkward conversation. You know, like with ashes. With ashes, it might as well be ashes out of a chimney. You know what I mean? It's like my dad's ashes. I don't know. They might. Who knows? They said they're that's what they are. Maybe they are. Maybe there's some other shit. Who knows? But a body, man. Bodies are hard to mistake. Oh boy. Okay, so there's no similarity in the person, said Jeanette Archer, one of the sisters. The size was way off. When the first person had clothing on, she was swimming in the clothes because she was so small compared to my mother. It doesn't matter. Like, what does it matter if they were different, right? What do you, like, they're the same build and you're like, close enough. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not my mom, but, it's like the same build. Kind of same color, hair. I don't know. Good enough. Good enough. I'm not a big crime guy, so the only crime story that sticks with me is the actress who voiced Ducky in Land Before Time was murdered by her father along with her mother? Whoa. Heavy. Nah, I didn't know that. That's weird news for sure. Oh man. So I guess if they're similar in size, then that's good enough. The sisters claim that Hunter's funeral home, which was about 120 miles northeast of Raleigh, failed to acknowledge the issue and even denied that the person was someone else. No. Trust me, if anybody knows your mom, it's me. That person, that is your mom. No, I know. She doesn't look the same size. Like, you don't understand. I've been working in this industry for a long time, and when a person dies, they normally, grow 6 inches, gain or lose like 50, 100 pounds, who fucking knows. And their hair changes colors. It's just it's like an industry secret that only morticians know. You know what I mean? Like an average person, they wouldn't know, but that is your mom. Oh, hell no, dude. Likes, please. Hey, thank you very much. Welcome to the conversation. I really do appreciate that, and I would appreciate the likes as well. Hacks, what's up, dude? As long as the body doesn't chase me, I don't care if they want me to know they're really dead. Oh, shit, what's my mom's name then? Martha! Come on, that's a trick question, dude. All of our mom's name is Martha. That's why we all come here, you know what I mean? That's the one thing that we all have in common. The glue that holds this whole crazy operation together is that all 9 of us, all 9 of you and one of me's mother's names are Martha. So I think that was a trick question. You knew that I knew that. The sisters claim that Hunter's funeral home, their mom's body was eventually located in the embalming room. It would have been a different situation. Quote, it would have been a different situation if they'd just come up front and addressed it immediately to show, yes, they did. They made an error. The funeral home did not immediately respond to an after-hours email from Fox News. The home claimed that it reached out to the family to apologize, but the sisters said they never received the call. They were perplexed how an error on such a scale could happen. And then, quote, what do you do to prevent something like that from happening? Don't they have a chart per person and treat them like a customer or a patient or whatever you want to refer to them as so that you don't have them mixed up? They got the little foot tags, the little cute little toe tags. You know what I mean? It's like, this is Jane Doe. This is John Doe. But I mean, nowadays we have the technology. We can just like take pictures of them. Of course, I don't want a bunch of pictures of dead people on my phone. Well, I don't want a bunch more pictures of dead people on my... You get what I'm saying. It's not a big deal. We live in a society of mommy Marthas. My dad's name is Martha. Well done, Mark. Oh, shit. Yeah, there's so many things you could do to prevent something like that from happening. Just saying. Okay, we'll move on. This isn't, I don't want to talk about this. This isn't a funny story. Fuck that cop over in the UK. Wayne Couzens got a whole life sentence for abducting a girl under the pretenses of arresting her and then doing terrible things to her. He got sentenced today, and he is never getting out of jail. It's better than he deserves. Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. And but that's like one extreme. And then on the other extreme of things is Florida man, where crazy shit happens in Florida all the time. I really only set up that last thing to say, like, look, sometimes horrible shit happens. Other times though, cops are there to lend us a helping hand, and in this case, a masturbating woman licked and pleasured herself on an officer's arm, police say. I was trying to like get a visualization of that. I don't know what it looks like. I was trying to think, like, did she grab her by the like wrist and the elbow and just like, like back in the day what people would do with towels? Like, I don't know if they ever actually did it, but it'd be like in a movie, they'd like take the towel and like floss their butt with it. I was thinking, did she do that with her arm? Did she just grab her arm like a saw? I don't know, man. I don't know how she did it, but let's dive a little deeper into this. Nicole Shankster 34, was booked Tuesday late last week on disorderly intoxication in a public place and battery on a law enforcement officer. You know what I'm talking about, dude. I didn't do that shit, but I feel like, I don't know, it was a thing. I feel like it was like a cartoon thing. Whatever, man. Fuck you. Cops said Shakespeare acted out that day, and by acted out, we mean masturbated. A female police officer said she tried to stop her, but the suspect, quote, did intentionally sexually satisfy herself on my left arm and lick my right arm while I was restraining her from masturbating while in police custody. Man, this lady was persistent. We'll say persistent. She's like, mama told me never stop until I bust a nut. Like, Tupac was her biggest inspiration musically. You know what I mean? Every time she's in a situation, and it just requires resilience, she remembers that quote from Tupac. Mama told me never stop until I bust a nut. And that's how she lives her life, dude. Some people live their life 1/4 mile at a time. Other people use female police officers' arm to get off on. I don't even know why I put this in the weird news, man. Everybody's got different things, you know? Patrick McCabe, I saw the Florida man video of that guy catching a loose gator with his trash can like it was just another Tuesday. And the reason why I did not put that in the docket is because it was just another Tuesday. I love those stories, but Caleb's always like, dude, talk about another alligator again, dude. And I'm like, you're right. We do this every week. But it's amazing. Like, I remember one where they threw an alligator through the drive-through window with Wendy's. Man, that Tupac joke was underappreciated. I liked it. Cops, let's see. The intoxication charge is just a second-degree misdemeanor, punishable by up to 60 days in jail. The battery charge, which is apparently what you get for that other thing, which not sexual assault. The law is gray to me, dude. I don't understand the way things work, but the battery charge is decidedly heavier. Normally, this would just be a first-degree misdemeanor, but it's being treated as a third-degree felony since the alleged victim is a cop. She faces up to 5 years in prison for that. She faces up to $5,100 in bail and is awaiting trial. Records are unclear as to whether she has an attorney. What do you think, guys? What does she deserve for that? All right, so that's that. That's that thing. That's a story for a different time, Cosmic714, but you can always find him over on his channel doing great stuff. So go by and show him some love, you know? Okay, according to the Miami Herald, crotch shots and pot shots. Miami's police chief's dance moves highlighted an odd hearing. I want to see if the video is actually here. No, we don't get the video, I guess. We get the hearing. Which, you know, that doesn't seem as entertaining. Yeah, I don't get any of the actual video in it. But it's a funny story. I just kind of want to run through it real quick. With Miami Police Chief, his job hanging in the balance on Monday, the police commissioner went to where else but the tape. So, police chief's job's hanging in the balance. Commissioner went to the videotape. As the new chief peeked occasionally down at the airing of grievances about his performance from the second floor City Hall window, the commissioner projected onto a large screen a forgotten Elvis Presley impersonation done by the chief. During a fundraiser, the outline of his crotch prominently displayed in the tight white one-piece outfit he chose for the occasion. And then the the commissioner says, do you find it acceptable for your police chief to go in public with pants like that? With his midsection and pants so tight? freeze framing the video. City manager Noriega did not answer. Oh, I love that his last name's Noriega. Dozens of people in attendance jeered. Even in a city with a rich history of strange things taking place behind the dais, Monday may have set a new standard for the bizarre and outrageous. This is the absolute worst waste of taxpayer dollars that a commissioner can do. They're not even questioning him about his job. Today was just a lot of grandstanding by commissioners. It was so embarrassing. It goes on, but I just love the image of there being like a big like meeting going on, and this commissioner bringing up like pictures from a fundraiser of the guy in an Elvis costume thrust. This is what Elvis Presley got in trouble for back in like what, 1955. This is some Footloose shit, bro, where they're like this, they're trying to slut shame this police chief. You know what I mean? They're trying to slut shame this man. They're like, look at him coming out here dressing all provocatively. He's asking for it. Look at the contour of that police officer's penis and those white stretchy pants. I, for one, am getting extremely aroused. We can't be having me aroused at other men. Can we? Are you watching No Time to Die? Honestly, I love Spy with Melissa McCarthy and want more of that, but 007 seems hackish because it's basically good press for terrorist organizations like CIA and FBI. Yo, I was thinking that same thing about Top Gun earlier. I was like, God, why do I want to cry every time I see the Top Gun commercial or trailer when it's essentially just like pro military industrial complex propaganda? We have the need for speed. Yeah, I guess I never really thought about James Bond as being that, but I love Spy as well. You're right, you know, a lot of that shit. Captain Marvel was a little like Top Gun in that way, just very like fetishistic of the military. And hey, if you're a veteran, nothing but respect to you. It's different strokes for different folks, but I don't know how I feel about using popular entertainment as a recruitment tool. Man, to each their own. Maybe it's hard to hide. The FBI needs help. Leo, Dog the Bounty Hunter is doing a better job of trying to find that laundry guy. Yeesh. Did y'all know that Dog the Bounty Hunter was convicted of murder back in the day? Yeah, he had a wild life, dude. That's a wild boy. He was facing like 5 years, and then he like caught an escaping convict and ended up getting off in like 1 year for good behavior and shit. That's like 12 kids. No way to say it without spoiling it, dude, but God, do I want to, Cosmic 714. There's nothing that's, I knew what was happening just by hearing that something exciting happened. You know what I mean? It's crazy. So anyways, we're not going to talk about that. We are going to talk about that. We're not going to talk specifically about Venom, Let There Be Carnage. TMS SMT, according to the U.S. Navy, the box office success of Top Gun saw their recruitment rates balloon by a massive 500% and the year following the original movie's release. Holy shit. Thank you for that trivia. That is shocking even by my approximation. Holy shit, dude. All right, look, Cosmic 714. Let me say that the next topic that I'm going to be discussing, interestingly and maybe not as interestingly, kind of ties into the there's a theme. So Venom 2 Let There Be Carnage. Just saw it at 4 o'clock. It was the first public screening available here in my area. For the record, I did not like the first Venom very much. It's fine. Like, I've seen it maybe 3 times, 4 times, because it's enjoyably weird. Like, Tom Hardy's take on Eddie Brock, it almost felt like a betrayal to me because I was such a big fan of Venom in the 1990s. And I'm like, nah, that is not Eddie Brock. There's no Spider-Man connected to it. This is all weird. I don't know how I feel about this. The tone is like kind of comedic. Is it serious? Is it not serious? The action was a little murky throughout it. So I was not a big fan of the original Venom. Is Let There Be Carnage an improvement over the first Venom? I don't know, but I liked it better. For one thing, Woody Harrelson's hair wasn't as terrible as it was in that first movie. I don't know what they were doing with the wigs in the first movie. Michelle Williams' hair looked crazy. Woody Harrelson's hair looks crazy. That's a stupid thing for me to be complaining about, but it's worth mentioning. Also worth mentioning, Michelle Williams looks stunning in this sequel, which who knew? I didn't realize that. Let's see. The showing that I was in was about 90%. It was about 90%. Let's say maybe 85%. Oh my God, I'm on fire. The writing was really bad too. Yeah. Ultra-violent rom-com. Yeah. So, Riot was kind of just a generic symbiote villain. I didn't think, as much as I like Riz Ahmed, I didn't think it was a very interesting character. But there's that one scene, I hated it. When Eddie goes into the restaurant and he's like super hot, so he jumps into the lobster tank and he starts eating the lobster raw. I was like, it was not working for me. But then I've heard other people talk about it and they're like, it's high camp, it's stupid, it's meant to be dumb, so just go and appreciate it for what it is. So I don't know if this movie is an improvement or if I've just accepted it on its own terms for what it is. But I think it's an improvement because it's Carnage and not Riot. You know what I mean? We get Woody Harrelson playing this iconic fucking character in Cletus Cassidy / Carnage. I really like the goofy relationship between Eddie and Venom, and they play that up in even more explicit terms. The comedy, I think, is broader. I heard somebody compare it to kind of Three Stooges, and I get it. Like, there's obviously a deep reverence for that slapstick style of humor. There's a lot of physical comedy, a lot of smacking each other and throwing each other around. The CGI looked really good. Like, I like the way that Carnage moves and is portrayed and the way his powers look and how his tendrily fleshy symbiote skin is different from Venom's more sleek, almost gelatinous kind of symbiote flesh. It's cool, man, because they are so similar of characters in a way, like aesthetically and their origin and stuff, but they are so dramatically distinct, you know? A lot of red and black in this movie as far as like color motifs, but I liked it. Hey, Controversy, what up, dude? Controversy, Ian Elliott Carter, Let There Be Branch. Thanks for coming by, man. I'm really curious to what you think about it though when you do end up seeing it. Cosmic 714, I think they should have continued the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies and eventually introduced Venom in that series. Then use the same Spider-Man for Civil War instead of Tom Holland. Hot take. Let's see. I'm trying to beat around the bush and just talk to you guys about general feelings. Yeah, it's a very short movie that clocks in at about 1 hour and 38 minutes, making it shorter than any of the MCU proper movies. And I feel like that was a benefit of the film. It starts off with a lot more character stuff and then ends very spectacle driven in the tradition of most every blockbuster. I like some of the set pieces in it. There's a character that is shown in the trailer and her relationship with Carnage isn't her relationship with Cletus isn't very well developed. I did think though that the two of them had a very Mickey and Mallory from Natural Born Killers vibe in it. And in fact, I think Mickey and Mallory drove a 1966 red Mustang at some point in the movie. I could probably look it up. I guess I'll do that before I go talking out my arse. Let me see if that's right. Mickey. Sorry, my mouth is dry. Apologies for that. Mickey Mallory, 1966 Mustang. Image. I definitely drive a red convertible. It's not a Mustang, though. Okay. No, it's not a Mustang, but it is a red convertible. Mickey and Mallory car. Natural Born Killers. Hmm. Yeah, it's that's a fucked up movie though, dude. All right, so their relationship reminds me of that kind of vibe. um, Props to Andy Serkis for trying. Can't wait to see Venom 2, even if it's bad. I don't think it is. Yes, Mark, I give him a thumbs up. I give him a thumbs up. Let me go back a little bit. Leo, Jeremy, I'm here because I want to know if it's going to be worth it going to see Venom 2. Not going to lie, desperate to watch the Kingsman movie. Seems like that would be a better-ish than 1917. 1917 was fucking amazing. Talk about more pro-war stuff. I don't know. That definitely portrays the atrocities of war in a way that I found to be affecting. Yes, Venom 2 is worth a watch. 100%. I saw it in IMAX. I think it was a fun watch. I think if you love the first movie, you're probably going to love this one more. If you thought the first movie was pretty good, you're probably going to feel the same about this one. It doesn't bring a whole lot new to the table, honestly. But it heard the critiques of the first movie as well as the praise. And it, leaned into those things. It escalated the things that we liked and diminished the things that we didn't. And some of the humor in it worked really well. It's a fucking weird movie, dude. I can't tell you how. It's so weird. It's so weird. I heard some of these clowns out here on YouTube, they make like clickbaity, like cancel culture videos or whatever, like Kathleen Kennedy ruined my childhood videos, you know what I mean? Brie Larson, whatever. And they're like, Venom's gay now. And I gotta say, I'm disappointed. Venom did not blow one dude in this entire movie. I was going in there like, dude, I want to see a full-on tooth job. I want to see what that mouth do, Venom. They let me down. So that's one thing Andy Serkis could have done a little bit more of, dude, is shown Venom sucking the D. Andrew is the best acting Spider-Man to date, in my opinion. That is a Spider-Man, not Tony, Peter Parker type take. Was surprised how much Matt Lane enjoyed Amazing Spider-Man 2. Don't be surprised that Matt likes the things that other people don't like and doesn't like the things that he does that other people do like. That's just typical contrarian nonsense. I'm a huge fan of it, right? Caleb, co-host, every time you're like, dude, the sky is blue outside today, and Caleb will be like, oh, actually, it's like a teal color. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? God, it drives me crazy. I love it. Amazing Spider-Man 2 is not a good movie. Sorry, love you guys. I know y'all are a big fan. I know I got at least 2 or 3 fans of that movie in here. The comedy is cheesy, jobby, exclamation point, but in a good way. Cosmic 714, do I think there will be a Venom 3? Yeah, I kind of do. The box office seems to indicate that people are into this franchise. Scarlett Johansson and Disney settled. Oh, Ian, dude, I would love to hear a little bit more about that. Random Andy's channel may have actually shared that with me in a link a little bit ago, but I did not click it. Andy, if you're still in here, let me know if that's what it is. I'll Google it over here. Oh my God, I'm on fire. What? Not going to see it now. The controversy. Do we have any idea of the amount? I'm reading up on it now. Amazing Spider-Man 2 seems better than 1. It's not. It's not. It's totally subjective, by the way. Like, what the fuck do I know about what a good movie is? You know what I mean? I don't make movies. What do I know? Been on the set of a couple. It seemed hard. So I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna go sit in my little office and fucking tell people what else is good and bad. Crash and Coyote. Venom 2 post-credit scene makes the whole movie worth it regardless. Yeah, Crash and Coyote. That's what we're talking about right now. Hot take, none of the Spider-Man movies are very good. I love the Sam Raimi first one. I know the second one's probably a better movie. I love the first one, but I'm still not going to sit here and disagree and say that any of them are great, but I did really like that first one. Saw Ant-Man and the Wasp before watching Ant-Man, and seeing in that order made Ant-Man better. I can see that. I can see that for sure. If I got any new people in the chat that are watching this right now, do me a favor, take a second to click that thumbs up button. It really helps me out in the algorithm. And if you guys enjoy this type of content, head over and check out Movies Are Terrible on Twitch, because I stream over there every week as well. A little bit different and looser of a format. We do reactions to stuff that you guys send links to and talk about just all sorts of shit. I do a little bit of gaming as well, so make sure that you are a part of that. I agree with you on The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I agree strongly with Holden in that I hate that Peter was the only one that could have been Spider-Man. Takes away from the whole point. Yeah. That Hans Zimmer score is crazy. That Hans Zimmer score, I like it except for when it starts like reciting Electro's inner monologue, like, I'm angry, I'm mad at the Spider-Man, I'm angry, I'm so mad at the Spider-Man. Like, dude, is the score talking to me? What the fuck is happening? It's a unique thing. They took a swing, I guess. Fight between Venom and Carnage is top 10 CGI only character fight scene in a movie. I love how they saved the fight for the movie. Crashing Coyote, the way they used the choreography, I guess, of the symbiotes in this one was very impressive. I really liked the aesthetic of this movie. I liked the more gothic settings at certain times. Venom had a slight redesign where his head was a little bit shorter and his bottom jaw was like a little bit further out. I like that they tweaked the design just a little bit. I feel like this is more modern era Venom than the very distinctly 1990s looking version that we got in the first film. I like the stuff with Miss Chin as well. It was fun, dude. I ended up walking out having had a good time. And yes, the post-credit scene is, I mean, the theater went crazy. There's no other way to say it. My wife, Victoria, she didn't really care for it. She was like, it was fine. I don't think I really liked it. And I understand that. Like, it just depends. I would imagine most of you guys are going to enjoy it as comic book movie fans. That would have been funny, Crashing Coyote. That would have played well. But you guys be careful stepping on landmines here. Yeah, the Transformer movies definitely did look good. I agree with the idea that anybody can be Spider-Man. That is absolutely the appeal of Spider-Man. So long as you're bit by a radioactive spider. But anybody could have been bit by that spider. Everything in Marvel happens because of an accident, though, right? So anybody could be any of those things if that same accident happened to them. Gamma radiation. Fantastic Four, like some sort of space explosion. I don't fucking know what happened there. I guess those are the only two examples out there. That's not actually true. Mutants are born with it. Or maybe it's Maybelline. But the like superheroes, all of their shit was like bestowed upon them out of some freak accident. Not Thor. Look, the example only works if you want it to. All right? That's what I'm trying to say. Not Cap. Cap. If you can take the wife to see Venom 2, what movies does the wife take you to see? She doesn't care that much. That's the truth of the matter. Like, if there's anything she wants to see, I'm 100% down for it. But, like, she really doesn't care all that much. She just kind of, like, indulges me in it. I mean, she's definitely seen lots of movies that she likes, but it's not like, oh, we got to get out to the theater this weekend so that we can see whatever it is, you know? I'm normally the one that's like, hey, Victoria, Little Women's coming out. There's like Little Women in it. We should go see it. And it's like, okay, I guess. I'm like, but Victoria, it's an important film for women. And she's like, okay, if you say so. I'm like trying to mansplain it to her. Look, Victoria, representation's really important in movies. Like, it's the most important thing is that there's an equal number of equal things in every movie. That's the hill that I want to die on. Yeah, I mean, there's homeless people in the streets, but who has time for that? I need to make sure that everybody is represented in movies. Oh, fuck. You get it. You get what I'm saying, dude. It's satire. It's not really a joke. It's like an observation. Like, holy fuck, do we live in crazy town? Yeah, man, we live in crazy time. Sky high slaps. Matrix 4, very excited about that. Very excited about Matrix 4. And I am actually very excited to talking to everyone a little bit about these last 2 episodes of What If on Saturday. I skipped it last week just because there wasn't a whole lot that I felt that I could dive into. However, after this last episode, I think I got a doozy of some conversation that we can have in regards to where things are going to end up at the very end of season 1 of What If. Because this last episode was wild, dude. Last thing that I want to touch on, and it's in regards to the way that rights work sometimes. Rights are an interesting thing, you know? Like, what person owns what character, what studio owns what characters. It's always like it's always being negotiated, you know? Just because somebody has something now doesn't mean that they will in 10 years, doesn't mean that they will in 20 years. I'm looking up the Black Widow thing. 53 minutes ago. They settled 24 minutes ago. Okay, let's see. Let's go. The headline I've got over here in Entertainment Weekly is Disney sues to keep full rights to Marvel characters, including Spider-Man, Black Widow, and more. Over here on Variety, and this is what I'm looking at right now, is Scarlett Johansson and Disney settle Black Widow pay lawsuit. Let's go, dude. They've reached a settlement over her blockbuster lawsuit that accused the studio of sabotaging the theatrical release of Black Widow to prop up Disney+. Terms of the settlement were not disclosed, but Johansson had sought a $50 million payout from the studio. In a statement, Johansson said, "I'm very happy to have resolved our differences with Disney. I'm incredibly proud of the work we've done together over the years, and I've greatly enjoyed my creative relationship with the team. I look forward to continuing our collaboration in years to come." That quote says 2 things to me. And look, we're in the realm of speculation here. I'm just trying to make entertaining content. I don't know what the fuck that means, but right now I'm gonna say that what that means is that A, Scarlett Johansson either got the $50 million payout, she sounds happy about it, or B, Mickey Mouse has Colin Jost fucking hostage. He's holding him in a room ransom. He's got him hooked up with the fucking battery cables, like hooked to his nipples, and he's like shocking him. And she's like, "Oh my God, I'll say whatever you want." Smart money's on that, the second one. I think that they have Colin Jost captive. But who knows? It could be the other thing, I guess. So yeah, dude, good for her though. I love that she's happy about it. That's a positive thing. And then Alan Bergman says, "I'm very pleased that we've been able to come to a mutual agreement with Scarlett Johansson regarding Black Widow. We appreciate her contributions to the MCU and look forward to working together on a number of upcoming projects, including Disney's Tower of Terror." I told you guys. I'm sure a lot of people told you guys, but she went in there and she grabbed Mickey Mouse by the balls and she said, "Everybody's fucking watching. You got to fucking come correct." She won the court of public opinion. Therefore, she won. I remember Disney was trying to settle it out of suit, and Scarlett Johansson's attorneys went public, and they're like, "We ain't settling shit out of court. We're going to court." That's the whole thing. We're not letting you guys shortchange us. Guarantee you. Disney gave her the money. with their tail between their legs and were like, fuck, they were like, fuck you, you C-word, we hate your guts. And she was like, fuck you, pay me. And then they went out and they said nice in public, and that was the end of this thing. And I fucking love it. That's how you get your money. The fact that Disney disclosed what her salary was the first time and then not this time, it was gross. It was gross. And I am very, very happy to see her take this all the way. And I hope that she got everything that she deserved. All right, last thing, got about 10 minutes. And Disney sues to keep full rights to Marvel characters, including Black Widow, Spider-Man, and more. So this is another very deep well of information, but it's not as if Disney's going out and suing the estates of the Kirbys and the Ditkos and all of the people that have helped them build out their roster of characters over the decades. Marvel has a I don't want to say pay to play, that's not accurate, but basically it's if they hire you to do work, this was back in the day, in their offices, then what you do there is their intellectual property. And people like Jack Kirby, Steve Ditko, they didn't know what they were sitting on. They were just making stupid little drawings, right? Not understanding that decades later, these were going to be billion-dollar IPs. So they all got shafted, and this is the nature of art. The person that does the art gets exploited by everybody above them. So the people that create get the least for it. The people that have never picked up a fucking colored pencil, right? They're the ones getting rich. If they have a suit going into the deal, they're the ones that make the money. It's like, it's the whole thing about the bourgeois, right? But we're not going to make this about that. My whole point is that a lot of these people have been getting screwed, and every once in a while, Marvel, Disney, whoever it is that owns these intellectual properties has to go to the courts. Disney was supposed to forfeit the rights to Mickey Mouse and him go into public domain years ago. However, Disney has magically, because we know that Disney loves their magic, have been able to constantly move the goalpost to where they don't lose their intellectual property, despite how long it is past the expiration date, because you can move mountains if you have enough money to do it. So when the Kirby estate wants to go to Disney and say, like, this character should go, we should be negotiating, splitting up the fucking profits from it, Disney's just like, nah, we're good. Like, the ethical right thing to do would be to, like, pay these people off. Give them like $1 million each and just say, now fuck the fuck off. We don't want to talk to you. And they would probably be fine. Disney's got it. You know what I mean? I don't know how much it would make to buy these people to just shut them up, but I would imagine not a whole lot compared to what Disney makes. So Disney's headed to court in an attempt to retain full control over some of their most iconic characters. They filed a slew of lawsuits on Friday against the heirs of several writers and artists who are seeking to reclaim the copyrights to Spider-Man, Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Black Widow, and Captain Marvel. The suits filed on behalf of Marvel, which Disney owns, come in response to copyright termination notices filed earlier this year seeking to return the rights to Marvel's characters to the authors who created them. Do I think that would be a good thing? I think that would be a just thing. I don't think it would be better for me, for my love of entertainment, or for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But I feel like it would be right. I feel like that's, in a just world, the creators eventually should be able to hold this thing and say, I created it and it's mine. If successful, these notices that were filed against, these notices allow Marvel to continue using the characters, but require the studio to share ownership and profits with the creators there. So Disney is basically suing so that they don't have to give any of these estates anything for their contribution to creating this multi-billion-dollar enterprise. So, among those seeking termination are the estates of Marvel comic legends Ditko, Don Heck, Don Rico, and Gene Colan, as well as Larry Lieber, and the younger brother of Stan Lee. All are being represented by intellectual property lawyer Mark Toberoff, who previously represented the heirs of Marvel comic book artist Jack Kirby and Superman creators Jerry Siegel and Joel Shuster in similar cases, and was relatively successful about it, might I add. He was the one that really did shine a light on what Ditko did. I mean, or on what what's the? I'm thinking of a different story. I'm thinking of Batman with Bill Finger. But that was another thing that was like, just recently did Bill Finger start to get some sort of credit for what essentially he made. Like, when I think about comic book characters, I don't think about what Stan Lee wrote in the bubbles or the storyline. Personally, when I see Spider-Man, the creation of Spider-Man is the person who inked the costume, the person who sketched him up and drew him and colored him first. That, to me, is the creator of Spider-Man, not the person that says, I want a guy dressed in a spidery costume, maybe put some lines on him, or whatever the thing is, you know? And then the artist comes and interprets what they says, and I think that's when the character is created, is when they're put to page, not in type form or in, you know, the screenplay or the script, but no, like actually drawings. That's the way that I perceive it. So yes, I feel like it's kind of crazy how Stan Lee and the people working at Marvel were able to just strong arm everything. Yes, that Bill Finger documentary is fantastic on Hulu. You're right. Oh my God, I'm on fire. You're right. It's not as if the people who did the drawings actually get the you're right about that. That's a fair point. The kids are kind of coming for a handout now, but it's the estate. I still believe they should have a portion of the intellectual property. I think this is a very subjective area. I would actually be very curious to what you guys think about that. Poacher Chelly, who is also representing Disney and Scarlett Johansson's lawsuit against the studio, declined EW's request for further comment, but told the New York Times, quote, since these were works made for hire and thus owned by Marvel, we filed these lawsuits to confirm that the termination notices are invalid and of no legal effect. It goes on. You know, there's a lot to this, and I am by no means an attorney. Don't know a lot about, you know, intellectual property, fair use, all of those kind of things, but I always side with the artist. If the thing is, yeah, these kids are coming out with their hands up, Bill Finger's kids coming out with their hands up saying that they're entitled to some of the money for the creation of Batman, I would rather they get a little piece of the pie, other than this studio bought the company that they made the work under for $1 zillion, and now these shareholders are getting all of the money off of the work of these people's family member. I personally, I'm like, fuck the shareholders. That's all I'm trying to say. Fuck the shareholders. I would rather see the money with the people who have some sort of connection to it. But that's just my take. I'm very much pro-capitalism, as it inspires innovation more than other economic styles. However, artists are ultra screwed in capitalism. That's what they say, man. That's what they say. That's a good point too, TMS SMT. I like that. I like that. I didn't do much, Mark. I didn't do much. We went bowling. We went out to dinner. Victoria took the day off. We went out and flew the drone for a little bit, just low key. Nothing major this year. I'm just biding time for my 40th. Yeah, I'm not sure. I've only ever lived under one political system, or one economic system, so I can't be sure. But it feels like you said, King of the Hills. It feels like the the artists often get screwed. Yeah, man, I think so. I think I got all the streaming stuff figured out for now. And on that note, you guys have the streaming stuff, watching the streaming stuff on lock, and I really do appreciate that. If you're here and you haven't clicked the like button already, do me a favor and take a second to do that. I do recommend that you go see Venom, Let There Be Carnage, and if you do, definitely let me know what you think. I'll be streaming here on Saturday morning, as well as over on Twitch at Movies Are Terrible. When I do. I don't have a specific schedule over there yet, but maybe I will. We'll see. Thank you very much for stopping by. If you want to stay up to date with all of the terrible content, then subscribe, I guess. And until next time, I'm Jeremy. Be terrible. Peace.